We learned today that Dr. Anthony Fauci, the latest former federal official to, go up against Trump, let's say, a fierce critic, gets his security detail revoked. And is this the beginning of a revenge tour?
Maybe. Some people in D.C. are definitely saying that, asking those questions. Of course,
the security detail for Anthony Fauci was terminated last night, sir. Do you have a comment?
No, I think, when you work for government, at some point your security detail comes off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the left-wing media is having a total meltdown because President Trump said enough is enough. President Trump decided to end security protection for Dr. Anthony Fauci, who is now a private citizen, therefore is not entitled to it. However, that is obviously too much common sense for the left-wing media. They are losing it.
We learned today that Dr. Anthony Fauci, the latest former federal official to, go up against Trump, let's say, a fierce critic, gets his security detail revoked. And not the first one. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo got his security detail pulled as well. I mean, is this the beginning of a revenge tour?
Maybe. Some people in D.C. are definitely saying that, asking those questions. Of course, Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton, same story, even though we know that there have been threats against John Bolton's life from Iran. Trump also pulling his security detail. Look, Trump basically said, he took a question on this, he basically said, just because you worked in the government and faced threats doesn't mean the government's going to pay for you to have security forever. He basically said that Fauci and others can hire their own private security if they want. These are officials that have faced really tough threats, increased threats since the election and around the election. We are in such a heightened threat environment. It feels heartbreaking that violence has become more and more a part of not only the rhetoric, but the reality of political life in America. So this is definitely raising a lot of eyebrows, raising a lot of questions for the president. But that was his answer when reporters asked him. He said, just because you've had threats doesn't mean that we're going to pay for your security detail indefinitely.
If you just watched that ABC video, you would think President Trump is in a revenge tour. I mean, maybe he is, maybe he's not, but the point is, him ending Dr. Fauci's security protection is not enough evidence to simply say, oh, he's on a revenge tour. That security protection was costing the American people $15 million. If you ask me, I would rather that money take care of something else. Maybe more security on the street, maybe fix the road, maybe the train in New York City. I mean, there are so much things to do. Now taking $15 million to give a man that's been retired? No, absolutely not. And also, just because you're getting threats does not mean those threats are coming because of the work you were doing for the government. I mean, who knows what type of other shady deals Dr. Anthony was involved in? I don't know. But what we know is somehow he needed a pardon from President Biden. Why? I don't know. Do you know? Hello. Let me clarify that for everybody. Dr. Anthony Fauci, who is a multi-millionaire, wants to use the taxpayers' money for his private security. I don't think you guys heard me correctly. Pay attention. Dr. Anthony Fauci has made millions of dollars working for the government in the past just couple of years. Him and his wife, they have an estimated net worth over $11 million. Yet they want to use my money for their private security. They want to use your money for their private security. Are you a learner? This man has made $500,000 a year working for the government under President Biden administration. $500,000. Yet wants to use the taxpayers' money.
President, the security detail for Anthony Fauci was terminated last night, and I'm wondering if you have any comment on that.
About what?
The security detail for Anthony Fauci was terminated last night, sir. Do you have a comment?
No, I think, when you work for government, at some point your security detail comes off. And, you can't have them forever. So I think it's very standard. If it would be for somebody else, he wouldn't be asking the question. The question is very fair.
President Trump is goddamn right. Just because you worked for the government does not mean you get to live a luxury lifestyle until you die using the taxpayers' money. Absolutely not.
You know, you work for government. We took some off other people, too. But you can't have a security detail for the rest of your life because you worked for government. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Would you feel partially responsible if something were to happen to, say, Dr. Fauci
No.
or John Bolton?
No. You know, they all made a lot of money. They can hire their own security, too. All the people you're talking about, they can go out. I can give them some good numbers of very good security people. They can hire their own security. They all made a lot of money. Fauci made a lot of money. They all did. So if they, felt that strongly, I think that certainly I would not take responsibility.
Now, this point I'm about to make is extremely important. During COVID, Dr. Anthony Fauci, he was getting millions of dollars worth of publicity for free. Dr. Fauci was getting more free publicity than President Trump. His face was everywhere as the expert. As a result, he became very famous. So he used the fame to his advantage, rightfully so, and sold his books, where he made millions of dollars from selling books because everybody wanted to hear what Dr. Fauci has to say. However, that fame also came with disadvantages, which may require him to hire private security. So he leveraged the advantages of being famous, made millions of dollars for his family, and the disadvantages of being famous, he wants to use the taxpayers' money to pay for his private security. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are paying attention, if you understand what I'm saying, let me hear you say, what? And also, guys, I want to say, Dr. Fauci is over 80 years old. If he does not want to use all these millions of dollars he made for the past couple of years, if he doesn't use them now, when is he going to use them? Does he know something the American people don't know? I mean, that sounds familiar. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you for watching. Of course, I always want to hear what you think. Leave a comment, good or bad. Just keep it professional, keep it respectful, because I've been seeing some comments. I'm like, holy cow. But anyway, guys, give this video a thumbs up. It helps a lot with the algorithm. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe.